In the crushing silence of the midnight zone, 2,000 feet beneath the waves, a ghost is waiting. It does not hunt like a shark. It does not hide like an octopus. It simply hangs.
The oarfish is one of the ocean's most haunting contradictions. If you are interested in such an informative documentaries, then please subscribe your favorite channel.
Rock Adventures.
Creatures so extreme in form that it blurs the line between biology and myth. Stretching up to 30 feet or more, it is the longest bony fish in the sea, yet it survives not as a predator of giants, but as a quiet filter feeder drifting through the deep and consuming tiny plankton and small drifting organisms. It has no teeth for hunting, no jaws built for tearing. Only a delicate, ribbon-like body that moves with an almost weightless grace through the dark midwater realm. Most of its life is spent far below sunlight in a world so deep and remote that humans almost never encounter it alive. And that is where its mystery deepens.
They were seeing this. But this is more than a fish. It is the ocean's biological seismograph. And when the messenger from the deep palace appears on our shores, it isn't a visit, it's a warning.
Especially when one appears near the surface, disoriented or dying. In that moment, a hidden deep-sea dweller becomes visible, and myth is born from misunderstanding. The oarfish is, in every sense, the ocean's great paradox, a giant that feeds on the smallest life, a serpent that cannot bite, and a resident of eternal darkness that only becomes famous when it rises into the light. Not to be seen alive in its world, but to be discovered in its end.
Oarfish reproduction is still partly mysterious because they live so deep in the ocean, but scientists have pieced together a general understanding. Oarfish reproduce through external fertilization. The female releases a large number of tiny, buoyant eggs into the open water, and the male releases sperm into the same area. Fertilization happens in the water column rather than inside the body. These eggs are unusual. They are brightly colored, often reddish or orange. They float near the surface, even though adults live deep in the ocean. After a few weeks, the eggs hatch into larvae that look very different from adults. The young oarfish have transparent, ribbon-like bodies. Long, decorative fin rays. A more ornate appearance compared to the simple, sleek adult form. As they grow, they gradually descend into deeper waters and develop the long, metallic, streamlined body typical of adult oarfish. One important thing. No one has ever directly observed adult oarfish mating in the wild, so much of this knowledge comes from studying eggs, larvae, and rare specimens. So even today, the oarfish remains partly a mystery, even in how it creates the next generation. The exact lifespan of an oarfish isn't known with certainty. They're rarely observed alive in the wild, but scientists estimate that oarfish likely live around 10 to 20 years. This estimate comes from studying growth patterns, size, and comparisons with similar deep-sea fish. Oarfish grow quite long, often 20 to 30 feet, but they don't appear to grow extremely fast, suggesting a moderate lifespan rather than a very short one. They live in deep, stable environments, which often correlates with longer lifespans. Very few have been studied over time, so direct age tracking is lacking. Most information comes from strandings and rare captures, not long-term observation. So while we don't have an exact number, it's safe to say the oarfish lives long enough to grow into one of the ocean's most extraordinary giants, all while remaining largely hidden from human eyes. Oarfish are not dangerous to humans. Despite their long, serpent-like appearance, they are actually gentle, deep-sea fish that pose no threat. Here's why. No hunting behavior, they don't chase or attack prey like sharks. Harmless diet, they feed on tiny organisms like plankton, small fish, and crustaceans. No defensive aggression, there are no recorded cases of oarfish attacking humans. Deep sea lifestyle, they normally live far below the surface, so human encounters are
in the
extremely
swells.
rare. Even their mouth and teeth are not built for biting or tearing, they're adapted for filtering small prey. Sometimes people associate oarfish with danger because of myths, like sea serpents or earthquake omens, but scientifically, they are completely harmless.